I didn't really play the game this week, which is weird, you know? Like, I used to play the game, like, literally, like, every day. And last week was the first time I only played it, like, once. And I played a lot today. You know, I played a lot today, that's why. Well, that's not why, but that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the pod so late, but, you know, we're gonna figure it out. It happens, man. It happens, but let's get right into it, man. I'm excited about this one. Just because, you know, we getting close to double digits, bro. This is episode 9. So we've done this 9 weeks in a row, bruh. That's crazy. That's crazy. But let's get right into it, man. Welcome back to the Why I'm Geek show. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna get started here today. The first thing that I got on my list, man, and that you know, might have something to do with the conversation I was just having prior to starting this, was just like overthinking. Bro, I'm a serial overthinker, bro. I overthink about everything, and sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it's like it be stopping me from doing stuff that I like really want to do. Or like not even that I really want to do, but it's something that I want to try, you know? Because it doesn't even matter like if it's like I'm trying something new. It could be literally anything, and I'll think that whole thing through, you know, just like every little detail in it. You know, sometimes that be keeping me up at night, trying to just think about stuff. Like recently, I just been, you know, thinking about just trying to find like a new game to play. Just because I got this PC, but I haven't really got any new games on the PC. Like I still been playing on PS4, but I just, you know, I play Minecraft. That's about it. I haven't found like it made me realize like I don't know, you know, what I want to play. Like I've never played, you know, computer games like that. I got a Steam account now, and you know, there's plenty of games on there, but ain't nothing like really like talking to me right now. Like ain't nothing speaking to me, you know. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but it just, like I said, like it makes streaming sometimes like that much more difficult, because like I like playing the games that I play. Like I love playing Call of Duty, you know. I love playing Minecraft, but you know I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. And then I like accomplishing things. So like I said in previous podcasts, when the season's over with certain stuff, like I'll be just like, dang, I don't even want to start it over again, because I put so much effort into something specific, and you know it's just like it's going. You know, we gotta restart. Um, but you know, there's you know growth in that too, because once you max level, you max level. But I don't know, man. I just be thinking, bro. I just be overthinking, and you know I need to chill out. I need to chill out, and also, um, like work life balance, and that's like a funny thing to say, because this is what I do for a living. Like I literally just make content. Um, I can overdo it a lot. Like I have to not necessarily force myself to go to sleep, or at least try to go to sleep, because of not just like the habits that I have, you know, from like being able to stay up and feeling like I work better at nighttime, but um, also just because like you know in architecture school, you know, we just do all nighters, all not all the time, but like what was that? Oh, that might have been like a plane or something. I don't know, but that was loud though. Um, but yeah, we'll do like all nighters like it's nothing, you know, and I could do that all the time, but you know, it's not good for like not only just my sleep schedule, but just like life schedule, you know, because I be wanting to do stuff during the day, but if I'm asleep the whole time, like I can't do it, you know, and or if I get started late, you know, that makes maybe that day's YouTube video late, or you know, I might not get to stream that day because I'm finishing the YouTube video, you know, um, and it's just like it's a hard thing to do, bro. It's just a hard thing to like get situated and, you know, because it's like ever changing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when you just like can do what you love doing all the time, it's like, why stop? Why stop? But you got to. But yeah, those are like some of the things I've been thinking about like over the week, and those are like the first things, like, cause this week was like weird. This week was really weird because, you know, we I say like I ended last week on like a really like high because, you know, we started new channels. We not new channels but new shows. And it got a good result and I could see it working, you know what I'm saying? So like we had a breakthrough. But then it's just like, okay, we did this, but now, you know, what else can we do? You know, what's next on the list? And it was just weird, bro. It was weird. Just because like I felt like I was doing a lot, but I felt like at the same time like nothing was getting done. And it's just like one of those things that, you know, happen. And then also like my Instagram started like not necessarily like blowing up, but, you know, I started gaining more followers like recently, and I feel like I'm finally starting to like not get over on the algorithm, because the algorithm is a real thing, but, you know, for my content, since I made that switch last year, I finally feel like, you know, I'm starting to reach the people I'm trying to reach. And it's working, and it's like, I don't know, it's weird, bro. It's weird. I had a conversation with one of my boys about it, just because I used to not necessarily get mad, but like, you know, when you post stuff, like, especially when you use hashtags on stuff, you know, you can end up getting not spam accounts, but just like, you know, random accounts commenting on your stuff. And, you know, it just makes it look weird. Like, I don't know. I just never really liked it. But, you know, the way he was explaining to me, he was like, yo, bruh, like, that's, you know, you don't know. There's somebody behind that, like, screen, you know. So, like, every person counts at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I've seen that grow. Because I thought, like, you know, and it might still happen. I don't know how it's gonna go, but, you know, I've seen the highest I've ever been on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, as far as followers, like, on this account. So it's like, it's got me a little hype. But, you know, I've been doing this, not necessarily the same thing, but, you know, being focused and consistent with what I'm doing, and, you know, it's starting to get up there, you know, at least for the numbers that I'm doing right now. Because like before, when I was doing mixtapes, and I'm gonna reference that a lot just because that's like my story, but, you know, whenever I was doing mixtapes, it was like, you know, certain mixtapes would hit a certain number, and if it didn't hit a certain number, I was like upset, or just, you know, like, like, you know, I gotta do better next time, even if like I put all this time into this mixtape for it to do that, you know. Where it's like a whole different like feeling now, because now I'm just talking about, you know, the things I care about, you know, whether it's movies or doing reactions or like stuff that, you know, is interesting to me. Not to say like I wasn't interested in 2K, but, you know, everything's based on like my opinion at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's not based on somebody else's work that is the reason why people are necessarily going there. Like, yeah, like people are constantly looking up this certain thing, but, you know, people are constantly coming back to see what I got to say on certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like we getting comments, like real comments about stuff. It's just dope. I don't know. I'm just seeing growth in that area. of socials, you know, and it's got me hyped, it's got me geeked, you know what I'm saying, it's got me geeked, and I'm gonna keep on, you know what I'm saying, doing what we gotta do with that. And speaking of like, you know, just like growth, like, bro, like one of the coolest things happened, like a lot of cool things happened this week, and a lot of like, you know, not so cool things happened. First being, you know what I'm saying, the Nuke Squad joined FaZe, and we've seen, you know, over the last few years, gaming organizations picking up like teams of people rather than just like one person, whether that's, you know, the, you know, TST boys or Team Summertime, or what 100 Thieves did with, I forgot the name of that group, the mob, when, you know, they picked up the mob, or the Two Hype Squad. Like these big, you know, organizations like FaZe and 100 Thieves and Optic are, you know, picking up teams now, bro, and I think that's like super dope. And like this is like the first time where, well, it might not be the first time, but, you know, like it's just dope to see Doozy be able to put his boys on at the same time, because they're part of his content as well. Like they initially picked up Doozy, like, or FaZe Swag, I should say, FaZe Swag. They picked him up like a year or so ago, and, you know, like for a black content creator to be on FaZe, that was like huge, bro. That was huge. And that was like when Warzone was blowing up and stuff, and he was like going crazy, you know, and he's still going crazy, but, you know, not even like, you know, a few years later, like now his boys are on, and that's something that I've always like thought about as like something I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, like be able to put my peoples on, even like playing a game with Brian and be hauling them, like you know, because like I know it, like not necessarily like what they do, but just like, you know, being able to just be able to get on the game and just chill with your boys, like, you know, and not be able to make bread from that, that's like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And, you know, it's something that like I've always like dreamed of, you know, and seeing somebody be able to accomplish that, that's crazy to me. That's super dope. So like that was one really cool thing that I like happened like this week that, you know, is very inspiring. So shout out to them. And, you know, you keep on grinding, you know what I'm saying? So like that's like, you know, something that's like in my atmosphere as not just like a gamer, but, you know, just like the space that I'm in, you know. And then you got people like Issa Rae, you know what I'm saying? Issa Rae just signed a huge deal, bro. Huge deal, like, you know, like a super deal with Warner Media. And it was like an 8-figure bag, bro. An 8-figure bag, like, it's like, and it could, like, you know what I'm saying, not like, I don't know, I've never been offered a bag, and like I think that's really good, but she's probably worth even more than that, you know what I'm saying, for like the stuff that she gonna not only do but is capable of, you know what I'm saying. This is like one of the first steps of it, you know, with her signing like HBO and like stuff like that. It's all stepping stones, and it's all inspiring, because all this started with YouTube, bruh. Like her YouTube series, like she built it up from there, bro. And that's like, for me, like that's what I'm trying to do as well. Not necessarily like do exactly everything that she did, but, you know, like I'm trying to build something from this. You know, this is just where I'm at. Like I've said that on multiple podcasts. Like, you know, this is just like the medium that I'm working at right now. But like I got vision, bro. Like I got vision for like the stuff that I'm trying to make. You know, like I've always wanted to direct a movie. Like I've always wanted to, you know, direct like shows and stuff like that, or, you know, be a part of different shows. Not necessarily like be the actor in it, but, you know, like that creative like side of it, you know what I'm saying, and storytelling part of it. Like I love stuff like that, you know, and that's partly part of the reason why I like to do reviews, because I like talking about it, you know what I'm saying. Like I love talking about it. So that's like one of the reasons like why, you know, I started all of these shows, and you know, I'm a build upon all of these shows to, you know, hopefully get the bag one day. Because I would still be doing it regardless. Like, and it was dope to see that. Like, not only she had, like, gotten that deal and got that partnership, but, you know, she's also launching Hooray, which is, like, you know, Hooray Media, which is her media company. And, like, that's, like, super fire, bro. Like, that's, you know, seeing, that's like a different like level, like seeing that, you know, and being able to actually like track like the things that she did leading up to that, like because she dropped a video on YouTube, it's like 6 minutes, like where you can go and, you know, see the whole background and the reason why she came up with Hooray, and, you know, all the things that are under that umbrella, you know. And I've talked about that on this podcast, you know, with growth and how I see that as my umbrella, like for what I'm trying to do, because like, you know, it's just a fire thing to see when you got a vision and then you see somebody that's like ahead of you, you know, actually pull it off. And we're gonna get to see like the actual stuff that she does within it, you know, which is dope. Like I'm super happy to see that. And, you know, with these different deals, that just sets a precedent for like people to come after. So like, you know, she got this deal this time, but this is only a 5-year deal, bruh. For when that 5 years is up, that bag is going to be crazy. She might not even need it. You know what I'm saying? Like she might not even need it. It's like one of those things, like, you know, if like Drake went independent, like he could break the freaking music industry, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That would be I don't know if that's like the best comparison, but, you know, it's when you do stuff like that, you set benchmarks. So now, like, if, you know, like if you get to that level, you know what I'm saying, and you're doing certain numbers, now you have that to reference, like, yeah, Issa got this, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily saying like, since she got this is exactly what I deserve, but, you know, you could push for higher than that, you know, if the conversation goes right, you know. So it's just, those are things that are important just as a creative and things to pay attention to, you know, because they pushing the culture forward, they pushing, you know, everything for it, you know, and they're the leaders of this right now. Not just right now, but, you know, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to sound like, you know, weird or nothing, like finna take over or something like that. Like, nah, like it's all like, it's plenty of room for everybody, you know. And like that's like just a super dope thing to see. So like I said, like there's a lot of like good things happening, you know, all around the world this week, with stuff like that, at least in the creative world. And, you know, with the good, there's also the bad. So, you know, one of my favorite podcasts, the Joe Budden Podcast, you know, has taken a hit, bro. And I'm not just going to talk about this. I'm also going to talk about the, you know, Need to Know podcast, and, you know, just like, not necessarily like network talk, but just like shows in general of like, you know, how to, I guess, survive change, or just like, you know, like the things that I'm noticing, like just watching people that are like going through stuff with, you know, their shows. So if you didn't know, you know what I'm saying, like this last week, Rory and Maul haven't been on the show, for different reasons. And I won't necessarily get into that because that's, you know, that's not necessarily like a. They said it's not like a business thing. That's just something that they working out. But I did want to talk about just how people are responding to it. And yes, like there's a whole bunch of clickbaiters that are creating a narrative that's damaging to Joe because they know that works. That's going to get the clicks because people love to see you fail, and when you're not, what I'm saying, when everything's on the up and up, like they ain't really got nothing to say, what I'm saying. But definitely whenever things are going bad, like they gonna be there, And I think that if anything, I think Maul is definitely going to be back on the show. But I don't know about Rory, just because like when Maul, from what they said, it was more of a principle thing, and for them to know each other for that long, I think that not necessarily be easy to get past, but that's something that they can continue to work through. But with Rory, it's more of a like, it's more something that's been building up, and that could take some time. But I think I think that we'll see Maul before we see Rory, but I do think that they'll come back. Just because like what they're doing is not necessarily bigger than the argument that they're having, but like it's like the potential that they have to, really shake stuff up. Like they get it right. You know what I'm saying? It's out of this world. But you just, the only time you really fail is if you quit. You know what I'm saying? So, and we've seen people do that. But like also, it's, I don't know. It's just something about it. Like as a person that looks at people like Issa, looks at people like Joe, like looks at people like LeBron, like people that are in the content space of like building companies like that, it's very interesting for me to see like just the different dynamics that they all have, where as like you have, people like Joe who are very accessible through like, them having a show every single week, and then you have people like Issa who are like, yes, they're accessible, but the kind of content that they produce is stuff that you don't see like it's not a weekly thing, to where it's like people like LeBron, it's like, yeah, you're gonna see LeBron, but LeBron is bigger than just that. You know what I'm saying? He's bigger than just like basketball. He's bigger than, just like the different productions that he's a part of, like with the Top Class joint. Like he might not speak on that specifically, but he's executive producing stuff like that. So it's like, it's interesting to see that. And then you also got people like say Vaughn and Alex who, are definitely like, how can I say this? Like they're not up and coming because like they do numbers, but they're also going through a transition as well with Steph leaving. Like, and y'all might not know nothing about this. I just realized that because I just been talking about it, but this is something that I've been paying attention to, just because, it'll help me inform on how I move, later on in life or whatever, if I, have to worry about stuff like this. Because, like I said, like, I do plan to, expand the Why I'm Geek show into, not necessarily like a solo podcast. Like I'm going to do interviews and stuff. Like I'm thinking about having like actual co-host with it, and all of these things, play a factor into it. So like, if somebody decides to leave, like what's gonna happen then, and be able to see how like they're moving throughout this space. Like say for instance, like Joe, he has his friends still coming to the show, that's not necessarily Rory and Maul, but they're also talking through everything that is going on with their audience, and trying to be as transparent as they can without crossing the line of stuff they shouldn't really be talking about. And then you got people like Savon who are Savon and Alex who are doing the same thing, but there's definitely levels of transparency, but they bring a guest on. It's a difference between replacing one person, or not necessarily replacing, but the changing of one person to two. You know what I'm saying? Two dynamics is that's a lot. That's a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level. So it's just like really interesting. I'm like learning a lot on just like not only just how to handle situations like that, but how people are going to react to it. So I'm gonna be careful with everything that I do, and still stay true to what I believe, and just being genuine. Like, one thing that I can definitely tell about these different breakups, if you want to call it that, is that everything is like thorough. Like, there wasn't really no shady stuff happening behind the scenes. Like, there wasn't no backstabbing. It's just sometimes stuff doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just like you gotta move on. And some things, like what happened with see, the thing is, when Olivia Dope left, that was left a mystery. But that mystery, that mystery is just another result. Sometimes you just don't get an answer, and sometimes you just gotta leave it how it is and continue to move on. And it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting to see how people are reacting to it. And that's just those are one of the like sad things that happened this week. But I'm sure everything's gonna work out how it's supposed to. But on a lighter note, let's get into these animes and shows. And because this is a big week for a lot of different reasons, bro. So Jujutsu Kaisen had its final episode, and I'm gonna do a full review on the show. But I just watched the episode yesterday, the finale for the season. And me, I thought the finale happened like at New Year's Eve, just because like there wasn't a couple episodes for a few weeks, so I thought it had already ended, because they ended on a bang with that one as well. But this one was just as good, bro, for sure. Like, this show, I could see it going like at least 4 seasons. Because they really develop these characters, and there's no like slouch like that's a part of this show at all. The villain is cool. Like, there's different factions. Like, there's a lot of cool things to not only just pay attention to, but like just recognize. And not only just that, but like just the art style for it, the different animations. Like, I'm gonna come up with a list of things that make an anime for me one of these days. But like the dialogue and just like the different takes that they have on what an anime is or what a shonen is, and the different reasonings, and just the world that they're building. The world that they built in this first season is very, very interesting. It's very interesting. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. And I'm super excited for the next season to come out. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it does, I'm going to be there. And with things ending, things are beginning again. So the new season for My Hero Academia just dropped on Saturday. So the first episode is live. And it wasn't underwhelming, but this is something that I've seen to be like a theme with this show, is them reintroducing everybody and making sure, like, no matter where you start, like if you start on season 1 or you start in season 3, like, you're going to know these characters and what they can do. And that's basically what this episode was. It was basically a recap, of the finale, and also just, like for those like who may have forgotten, the different characters, or at least the ones that's like the main characters in the class, what they do, and how they go about it. So I think that was just a safe way to start it, and it was a pretty cool episode, as far as like transitioning from how the last season ended, which was super crazy, to see how things shake up, as that has subsided and they're starting to get back to whatever you could call this normal life that they have. Because if you ask me, they could have ended it last season, but I hope this season is just as good. Because you never want to end it like how Hunter x Hunter ended it, bro. That was like probably one of the worst endings I've ever seen to a show, because that joint is still top 3 in my opinion of just best animes of all time, for sure. But yeah, like that joint was alright. I'm excited to see what they got going. And as far as Marvel, I got high hopes for Falcon and the Winter Soldier now. After watching the second episode, I did an explanation on that. So Janato Explain, I definitely did that on Friday. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. Just talking about why Sam hates Bucky, and how I think that'll play into how the show progresses, and some of the things that I'm excited about from what we've seen in that second episode. So from what has happened and the things we've seen, such as the Flag Smashers, this new character Isaiah, who is a old black super soldier that was a mystery to everybody but Bucky, learning his story and how everybody deals with their new role, because that's what it's all about. Being not just being yourself, but your identity, and being okay with just being who you are, and that was like a super dope thing that I've seen potential in the show for. So I'm excited to see what happens, bro. I'm excited to see what happens. As far as my next trilogy that I'm watching, so I've been watching all the Star Wars trilogies again. I finished the first movie. So what's that, episode 7? I finished episode 7 of Star Wars, and I gotta say, bro, that movie was good. Like, it was really good, but I still think Rey is just, she just don't make no sense, bro. Cause she just be picking up on stuff like, bruh. I'm gonna save it for when I do the review. But just the way that she's able to, how much she grows in the span of minutes, whereas with everything that we know about Jedi and the Force, it's just like those rules do not apply to her at all. She's just the chosen one. She can just do everything. Like, some things should be, I guess, nuanced when it comes to the Force, but with her, she's just like that apparently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna watch the next one coming up and see how it ends, because I've seen them all, but just to see them all in a sequence, it should hit different. I think it should, because it did that for the first trilogy. So hopefully they do it for this one. And I guess like I only got 2 more things on my list, because we getting there, bro. We getting there as far as time. But if you didn't notice already, your boy got some new merch on, bro. So we have relaunched on Growth Apparel, and we do have podcast merch that's going to drop. It's going to be the World Tour merch. But we're starting to get samples in. We're starting to get samples in. I'm super excited about that. because we're gonna start his rollout soon. Because next time next time when y'all start seeing stuff pop up on Instagram, y'all never gonna stop seeing it. Y'all never gonna stop seeing it. Like I'm a really go in on this, like really really promote it. And it's gonna be dope because we're gonna have our own podcast merch, bro. And with that merch, like we're gonna be manifesting a world tour one day. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to record a podcast anywhere. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a venue. Like you could record a podcast in a hotel room in Sweden. We still went there. You know what I'm saying? We still went there. But that's just like one thing that I wanted to do. Just because I think it's good to manifest stuff into existence. So everywhere that I've like always wanted to go, what I'm saying, it's on that shirt. And maybe we'll add some new places soon, but I'm super excited to see it come to see the vision come to life. And we're starting to get stuff in, so I'm super excited about that. Can't wait to take the pictures. I can't wait to edit the pictures and start doing graphics, because y'all know me, I love editing and stuff. I love Photoshop. I love just creating, and I'm just super excited to see it come to life, bro, because it started off as an idea, and that's crazy to me. That's so crazy. And last thing, well, I guess I already talked about that, was finding a new game. So I think I'm gonna play Destiny, bro. I don't know. I re-downloaded it, and I just want to get that feel back, bro. That feel back of just having a game that just has your whole attention. Not to say and like I'm not gonna be doing anything else but playing this game, but just be able to have that escape again. Like I miss that, bro. I miss that. And with being a content creator and starting to play games for content instead of just playing games and making content, like it definitely took a toll on me, because like it's hard for me to even play a certain game for like a really long time. But I used to play Destiny from the time I got up to the time I went to sleep, like back in the day. And with all of these different updates to the different game modes, like I'm gonna actually give this a try again. Like I'm gonna give it a real try this time. And I don't know how long it's gonna last. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I'm gonna play through all the free stuff until I can't anymore, and then I'm gonna get the newest. Well, by that time it might be something new else out, but they just dropped a new season not too long ago. So, yeah, bruh, I might get back into it until like I might find a new game somewhere else down the line, because I still want to play like the story games, like when Ratchet and Clank come out. I'm gonna play that. Horizon Zero Dawn, West, I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna play that. Like I'm still gonna play my story games, but I need that like everyday game to not only just for that, but just to settle in. What I'm saying, to plant my feet firm in, and because trying to stream certain games is difficult. It's difficult when you're trying to build a community, and that's why I love doing the podcast, because it's just something simple that I'm literally just talking to my community, and I say that every episode, but I love it. I love the idea of it. But I can't do a podcast every day. What I'm saying? Like there's a certain allure of waiting to do it, because by the time everything done happened throughout the week, and I have a lot of stuff to talk about, so, and if you want to see daily stuff from me, what I'm saying, you can check it out on my YouTube. So, Monday through Friday, we got episodes every single day. What I'm saying, every single day, along with the pod. And then we got the bonus pod on Saturdays. Like, we out here, bro. We out here. I'm not gonna do y'all dirty. What I'm saying? But that's the last thing that I had today. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, man. If y'all did, Smash that like button, rate the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, follow the pod. I still don't know everything that you do for podcasting, but you know what I'm saying, I hope you guys enjoy. Like I said, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, man. Y'all know the vibes. Always keep growing, keep going. See your boy G. Peace.